One of the most common things I see from OnlyFans creators who are stuck is the lack of personality on their social media. Their accounts look something like this: bikini pics, a few short posing reels, maybe the odd trend, but there's very little sense of who the person actually is. From a distance, the page looks really good, it looks attractive, it looks polished, but if someone scrolls through their page, they're not going to learn anything about the creator. They can see how you look, they don't understand how you think, how you talk, or what interacting with you might feel like. And that matters a lot more than most people realise. Because the people spending money on OnlyFans aren't just buying pictures and videos. What they're actually paying for is the connection, the access, and that familiarity. And usually that feeling starts long before they actually sub. So where does it start? Social media. Surprise, surprise, we're going through a document in this video, and I'm going to talk about why OnlyFans creators need to show personality on social media. And this is directed at Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as a strategy. The most common misconception, and the reason I wanted to make this video, is because people think they just need viral videos or one viral video to grow, and that is wrong. A lot of creators believe that growth comes from going viral, so the strategy becomes something like post trending audios, try to catch a viral moment, repeat popular formats, and just sitting there hoping a video is going to explode. And sometimes, yes, that does happen, but even when something goes viral, it doesn't automatically translate into consistent income. And why? The reason is simple. Virality brings attention, but it does not automatically build trust or curiosity. Someone might see one viral video and think, oh my god, she's so hot. They might follow you and then forget about you 10 minutes later. That is not enough time for someone to feel invested in you as a person. And without investment, spending is going to stay low. So why does personality create higher spending fans, which is the important thing, right? So when someone starts to recognize your personality, something different happens. Instead of feeling like they discovered another hot girl online, they feel like they discovered you. They start recognizing your tone, your humor, your way of speaking, and your reactions. And over time, that's going to create familiarity. And psychologically, familiarity builds trust, and trust makes spending feel safer for the subscriber. Think about the difference between two situations, right? Situation one, someone sees a random hot girl online and subscribes out of curiosity. In the second situation, someone's watched that creator's video for 2 weeks, they've heard them talk, watched their reactions, and seen their personality. When those two people subscribe, they're going to behave very differently. The second person is far more likely to stay subscribed, unlock content, and actually engage, not because the content is better, but because they feel like they know the creator. Instagram is the best place to start showing your personality, and if you do want to start building that connection, it's usually the easiest place to begin as well. Instagram sits in the middle ground between short form content and longer form content. You can show personality there without needing to produce long videos. So for example, personality on Instagram can come through in simple ways, such as talking directly to the camera in a short clip, reacting to something in your day, sharing small opinions or observations, casual outfit try-ons with commentary, and light storytelling. Like you could just literally sit in your car, record yourself telling a story, something interesting, something funny that happened to you, or something relatable. And the best part, none of this needs to be complicated. In fact, the most effective personality content often looks quite simple. What matters is that people start to hear your voice and understand your energy. Even something as basic as a 15 to 20 second video where you explain something casually can give your viewers a much stronger sense of who you are than a perfectly edited photo ever will. Looks alone aren't going to build you a strong audience. It doesn't matter how hot you are, how pretty you are, how good looking you are, it's not going to work, right? Relying only on photos or aesthetics work in the beginning, but people notice attractiveness quickly. Attractiveness alone does not create loyalty. That is the key thing to think about here. If someone only follows you because of how you look, eventually they're going to see someone else who looks good too, right? And when that happens, there is nothing tying them specifically to you. Personality is what's going to make someone feel like they prefer you to other creators, and preference leads to long-term fans. And long-term fans are the people who actually create your stable income. Just want to hop in here as well and mention about reusing content between Insta and TikTok. So another thing that holds creators back is the belief that they need to constantly create new content for every single platform. But in reality, Instagram and TikTok can share a large percentage of the same content. So a simple approach: create short personality-focused videos for Insta Reels, and then take the exact video and put it on TikTok. or do the opposite, vice versa, film something for TikTok and reuse it on Instagram. The audience on those platforms overlaps way less than people think, so most viewers will not even realise the content is reused in the first place. And this makes consistency so much easier. You don't have to do double the work. And as well, that means one video could potentially reach two completely different audiences. I'm also going to talk about YouTube. Obviously, once you've done that, you've got, let's say, Instagram and TikTok on lock and you're being consistent, you could start a YouTube channel. So once you're comfortable showing your personality in the shorter videos, YouTube becomes the most powerful next step. YouTube works differently from Insta and TikTok because people spend more time there. So retention, for example, a viewer might watch you for 10 or 20 minutes instead of 10 or 20 seconds. But that extra time builds a much deeper level of familiarity. Someone who's watched multiple YouTube videos from you will usually feel far more connected to you than someone who's only seen short clips like Reels, for example. And that deeper connection leads to higher quality subscribers, which is the aim. These are the fans who stay longer, interact more, and spend more consistently. YouTube does not need to replace short-form platforms. Instead, it works alongside them. Short-form content brings that discovery, and long-form content builds your connection. Together, such a strong funnel. I'll give you some examples of personality content as well, because if you're not used to it, it's probably quite unclear of what it can actually look like. So a few simple examples that could work well for you. A short clip where you talk about something slightly annoying that happened during your day. A casual video where you explain something about yourself people wouldn't expect. An outfit try-on where you comment honestly which outfit you like and which you don't. A quick story about something awkward or funny that happened recently. And none of these require acting or performing. You can completely be yourself. They simply give viewers a glimpse of the person behind the account. And over time, these glimpses build that familiarity. What's the difference between attention and connection? One of the biggest mindset shifts for creators is understanding the difference, right? Attention is when people look at your content. Connection is when people remember you. Attention happens quickly, and connection takes repetition, sometimes quite a lot of repetition. The goal of showing your personality is to move viewers from attention to connection. Once someone feels connected, your content stops feeling interchangeable. And when content stops feeling interchangeable, spending becomes much more likely. The most important thing is I'm not saying to become someone you're not on social media just to show personality. It's about allowing people to see much more than just your looks. And when your viewers start to recognize your voice, your humour, and your way of interacting, your page becomes something they actually want to return to. And that's the difference between temporary attention and a real audience. So if you combine personality-based content on Instagram, reuse it on TikTok, and eventually start a YouTube channel, you're going to build something much more stable than just one viral video. You'll build that familiarity. And I'll tell you now, familiarity is one of the most important and valuable things an OnlyFans creator can have. I know I always mention personality in content, like having a strong personal brand, but it is genuinely very, very important, especially if you want to have higher predictable income. Don't sit there waiting for a viral video. Don't rely on luck to grow your OnlyFans. Don't be someone you're not. Don't just copy everyone else because they're doing well. Instead, be yourself, show your personality, be funny, be relatable, focus on building that familiarity. If you're stuck under 5K per month, for example, you will notice this difference very quickly. Maybe you're getting good views, maybe you're going viral, but your conversion is low. And if you feel like your Instagram's growing, for example, and you're not getting the subs over to your OF, this is likely the problem. You don't have enough personality in your content. Maybe your content's too generic. Maybe you don't stand out. Maybe you're like every other OnlyFans creator. If that's the case, it is time to make a change. And I hope this video has helped you understand why you should integrate personality into your content more. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and also drop a comment. I reply to every single one. If you do want to message me on Instagram or have any questions, my link is in the description. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.